Alright, so I couldn't really sleep after I finished my stream because I got all those interesting blood related items and aspects and all that. And while I was having some beers here, oddly enough, because I'm a whiskey guy, I came up with this build. Actually, I came up with it long ago, but I had just updated it with those new powers that we are getting in the season of the Malignant. So basically, I called it Zeiss's Machine Gun Mancer because it's focused on lots of overpower, lots of attack speed. It's gonna use Hammerage to fortify and spawn blood orbs and shoot blood lances. Also gonna use Blood Wave to shoot to spawn blood orbs. Course Explosion for the essence generation, mostly. Well, initially not, but later on, yeah. Corpse Tendrils and Bone Prison for Blood Orb generation and Fortify generation and Massive Crowd Control, which is something usually a Bone Necromancer does, but okay. So, how this goes, let's see. The aspects that I have planned are on the helmet, aspect of might, basic skill, basic skills gain 20% damage reduction for X seconds. On the helmet, I want to have maximum life, basic skill attack speed, cooldown reduction, and all stats or some resistance that I need. This aspect is easy to get from the start, so nothing further to add there. On the body or the pants, I want to have aspect of the protector or aspect of disobedience. So whichever has the highest item power should get the aspect of the protector to get the higher barrier number. Uh, okay, so basically on the body, on the pants, we want as much damage reduction as possible, especially if not conditional, like if fortified. Not that it's a problem for this build, but I don't like two conditional things, so that's why we need life, damage reduction from close and distant, and damage reduction. This can be on the pants as well. Uh, we also need intelligence or all stats here and dodge chance. So wherever I get this, either on chest or pants, it doesn't really matter. For example, if I get damage reduction, okay, no, if I get damage reduction from close enemies on the pants, but I get all stats on the chest armor, or if I get damage reduction from close and distant both on the pants and on the chest, that's even better. But you get the idea, I hope. Okay, gloves. So gloves, obviously, the core skill. Um, Ranks of blood, lance, attack speed. Not that we are not going to get it elsewhere, but just in case. But if you want, you can get overpower damage here, but that's something you can also get on the rings. Lucky chance to restore a primary resource. This is really important to have here. But if you can't get it here, you can get it from the bone graft um, Paragon board. Actually, there it's essence on kill, but we need some resource generation, and we can also get it on a ring. I mean resource generation, but it's not as effective. So this is a must. Critical strike chance on the gloves only, because we're gonna sacrifice the skirmishers here, and because of the massive damage reduction, we don't care that much about resistances. Not that they work at all, especially on Torment, World Tier 4. Okay, what's next? So gloves are covered, and because this is like the perfect glove, you wanna put on it some aspects. At least that's what I wanna do, because most probably we are not going to get better gloves, better pair of gloves. We are going to put on the gloves some aspect which is drop only. For example, this one. Bloodlance will consume blood orbs and also conjure lances from them. Mhm. So your basic skill is going to produce blood orbs. Bloodlance itself is going to produce blood orbs, and Corpse Tendrils is going to produce also blood orbs. If you think that's too many blood orbs, you can use Corpse Tendrils with vulnerable damage, and you can also get vulnerable damage on one of your rings. And since those are additive stats, you most probably gonna want this once. Okay. Next. Boots. Movement speed, of course. Necromancer is slow. Dodge chance, but you can also get it on the pants. If you have it on both the pants and the boots, amazing. You may want here corpse tendrils or some resistance that you need, or all stats if you need to get some Paragon requirement. And essence cost reduction. Essence cost reduction is something you may want to get also on your amulet, but movement speed and cooldown reduction are the must. And also one of these, but if you can get both, that's amazing. So rings. I'm trying to split rings between two different things that I need, because it usually makes a better difference when not focusing on the same thing on rings, because they're additive. And this is where the critical strike problem occurs. I mean, because we have critical strike on the gloves, which can roll as twice as higher as compared to on the rings. um, I can get two affixes on the rings because I already have critical strike on the gloves. And if you have the aspect of grasping veins, it wouldn't make much of a difference. So many variables here for now, especially during leveling. You do not want to put the important stuff on the weapon because you're gonna change it on every couple of runs. And for the weapon, I would prefer the two-handed sword. I think the wands, the daggers, the shields, the focuses, and all that, it just cannot match the damage and the stat rolls of a two-handed weapon. There's no way. No way in hell. Yeah, that's basically covered already. All stats to meet Paragon requirements, intelligence for the massive boost of damage and resistance. That's why you may not want to get resistance on your items, just intelligence is fine, and by reaching the Paragon requirements, I guess you'll be fine. Uh, yeah, okay. On the boots, the aspect is for movement speed, but because we wanna run as fast as possible, and we're gonna be dealing those critical strikes, so moving fast is key. On hmm, okay, weapon. I would put this aspect on a weapon because you can get it in Hawazar from a dungeon. It should say here. Yeah, it's really easy to get, and because you're gonna swap weapon frequently, most probably this is what's gonna be on the weapon. And because amulet is easier to find, I think I would place another drop only aspect here, like aspect of the hungry blood. Uh, on the pants, by the way, when you enter the late game, you can get what's it called? Wait, when consuming a corpse generates blood orbs. Yeah, embaumer. That's it. You can get that, especially if you're using corpse tendrils with vulnerable. And here you have vulnerable, crit, and guaranteed overpower, and guaranteed blood orbs. I think this is just gonna be insane. Why I don't have Blood Mist here in the skills? Because I play hardcore, and I have Scroll of Escape, Elixir of Death Evasion, Curative Elixir, which I've been talking about ever since day 2 of the game release. Not many paid attention, but whatever. So on the rings, whenever your blood skills overpower, you gain attack speed, right? And you can get here the grasping veins. You may want to put it on the amulet before you have the aspect of hungry blood or whatever drop only aspect. So you can place on the ring the new power, which is not new. It was drop only the previous season, season 0, which gets you resource when you hit vulnerable enemy. And if corpse tendrils is not spawning blood orbs, but corpse explosion is, and you can use it for vulnerable, everything will be vulnerable all the time. When you when you use this new power, the sacrilegious on your ring. And why I have corpse tendrils and bone prison here is because when I shoot an enemy, and because of Hewitt flesh, corpses are generated like crazy, right? Especially if you have lucky chance on your rings, or at least on one of them. Mm. And when there's a corpse, just use corpse tendrils on your own. Enemies will stack, and you use bone prison on top of them to also fortify you. Or you can choose to make them vulnerable with bone prison, but I wouldn't do that. I would do it with corpse tendrils if it's not the thing which is spawning me blood orbs, because blood orbs are going to be consumed by Bloodlance. You can also consume them, of course. Um, yeah, that's basically it. So let's go through the skills. Let's see what I did here. So hemorrhage, obviously, and it's gonna spawn lots of blood orbs, and with all this attack speed, it's gonna be like, and you'll be fortified, and there'll be many blood orbs on the ground. And there, it fortifies. Excuse me. And okay, Bloodlance. Bloodlance is going to also pierce through enemies, lance other enemies, and also it's going to be producing blood orbs. Hue with flash, obviously, 1 point on those, especially because of this. Okay, if you want to spawn more corpses, you can use Blood Mist, but that's for a bosser version. Like if you want to do Uber Lilith, just put, just use this. So we're gonna have corpse explosion here, maybe this, but in the end game, like when you leave the second capstone, these two, having at least this one wouldn't make much of a difference. These are really important to have both, like Grim Harvest and Fueled by Death. I'm gonna have here amplified damage because I'm gonna have this power, the Decrepit Aura, on the second ring. And as for the amulet, it's a Malignant Pact which rotates powers. So if you place them elsewhere, like in some different order, make sure to not duplicate because, for example, if you have a Malignant Pact on the amulet, you can't also place it on the ring. You can't wear two Malignant Pacts. That same goes for the other hearts, right? So that is something that I tried for sure. Okay, here that's reach because we're shooting from distance. Obviously, we don't want anything to get any close to us. But just in case, that's why all the damage reduction. Okay, so all these, obviously, except this, because Blood Orbs also heal your minions. The only minions you're gonna have is Bomb Prison, right? Bomb Prison. With Dreadful Bomb Prison, Fortify. You can swap this if Blood Orbs feel like enough. And okay, you need just 1 point here, that's what I think. More healing, like I remember only one case when I would say more healing was required from a very severe poison hit. I had to drink like I think 7 potions. What else? Blood Wave for more blood orbs and for pushing enemies back so we can shoot them from distance if we have to. Hence all the cooldown reduction, which will also help with Bomb Prison. The attack speed, standalone, and Memento Mori to boost the sacrifices. You can also use initially, I think I said the sacrificial aspect on a weapon. So the important thing to note here about standalone is because Bomb Prison is minions, it counts as 6 minions. You want to get this when you are able to put 3 points because you don't want your damage reduction reduced that much. Only use Bomb Prison when used with Corpse Tendrils or if many enemies are attacking you. So they can start attacking the Bomb Prison and you wouldn't care about that. Your damage reduction is temporarily reduced. It's not a problem. Initially I thought it's a huge deal, but it's not. And also Ratnor's Vigor, of course. So you can also have guaranteed overpower every 12 seconds, I think. Yeah. Okay, so let the madness begin here with the Paragon board. What I did with the Paragon board is Where is it? Let me find it. Right. Does it show? No. Okay, let me just add it here. Window capture, please. Okay, window capture. New window capture. Mm-hmm. Okay, it should be visible now. Okay, so what I did is I calculated all the intelligence, dexterity, and willpower nodes which are surrounding a glyph, and those are the Paragon boards which I'm going to be using. They are 5. And I noted here where I can get the most out of my glyphs. Like, for example, Blood Drinker is for intelligence, right? But it needs only 40. And we have 70 on the starting board. But we have 39 dex and 39 willpower, which is bad because for example, Undaunted or Dominate, which rely on willpower, you can get more willpower to boost those glyphs elsewhere, like on this and this board. That's what I did. Again, I calculated every board that I'm gonna use. I calculated the nodes and how many points I can get the most out of. Right, so there it is. You may wanna note this down. So those are the glyphs maxed out, like as much as possible. And this way I'm gonna make this path here. You may wanna focus mostly on willpower. So for example, you can do this, right? And if you don't have those glyphs in order, you can put others at start. For example, if you don't find Blood Drinker first, for example, if you find Corporeal, of course use that. And also you can add the armor here, because this one is this, and this one will provide armor, and Corporeal will provide more armor, but later on you may want to change it for the way it is displayed here. I'll put link to this in the description. And yeah, so why I'm skipping those, right? I'm skipping those because I can get them elsewhere. This is something really important about the Paragon board. So, for example, on World Tier 1 to 3, you most probably play with rubies in your armor, right? But when you get to the Paragon board and you can get plus life, plus 2% life, right? You may want to remove the rubies and place topaz or sapphire. This is because on World Tier 4, they're gonna kick your ass so bad if you get CC'd, and Topaz provides insane damage reduction when CC'd. Control impaired, like frozen, shield, whatever, feared, you name it. All those. So the first board is the starting board with Blood Drinker. And why I'm having the fortified generation here? Because, like I said, with that much attack speed, with hammerage, you just do a couple of clicks or button presses, depending, like if you play on a controller, and you get fortified in like a second. Like, uh, okay. If it's enough, you can remove those points, and if you get like, I think it was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and there's like 9. If you can get like nearly 20 points by removing things that you can get on your gear, you can also get the essence on kill from bone graft, and this is the shortest shortest path to exit to another board is right here, right on the start. There's no other one. All the others have more points, like more nodes have to be picked. Okay. Then is blood begets blood. And here, this is undaunted. And it's with willpower. And as you can see, nearly all the willpower is here. So if you have things on your items which are enough, you can remove them from the Paragon, for example. Let's say you have enough fortified generation. Remove this and take this. Like this. Same goes for the other glyphs. And the rotation of the boards are such so the shortest point of entry and exit could be made, with options to scale to other boards as well. You might wanna get Flesh Eater earlier. You might. But since Corpse Explosion is very powerful in the early and in the mid game, it's okay to get it last. Especially the important here is damage to elites, which you're gonna need when you leave like the second capstone and onwards. So that's why I placed it last. Scent of Death. This is kind of important because when you go through corpses, right, they're gonna explode. They're gonna be consumed. So this is gonna shift quite often. You're either gonna have damage reduction with no corpses nearby, increased damage. So if nothing is dead around you, you have more damage to make it dead, and when you make it dead, you have more damage reduction, right? And when something shows up, those corpses are gonna be consumed. Uh, I think I woke up Thursday afternoon and now it's like Sunday morning. I still didn't go to sleep. Have like lots of things to do. Maybe talking bullshit right now. I don't know. Let me know how you feel. Oh, I was not displaying it. Oh, I see. Right. Well, I hope you get the idea. There'll be link in the description of this. I'll be posting it now. Let's see, maybe I'll just sleep a bit and go make this build a reality because it's similar to my style of using bone magic, but I think I already have like most, if not all of the items on season 1 hardcore to make this. And I wanted to make something similar before, but I only got to like level 60 or something. I don't know. Didn't manage to finish it. So yeah, I might wanna change my current character to this when I find all the things. And basically the idea of this build is lots of damage, lots of defense, fast movement speed and fast attack speed, and insane crowd control. So when something shows up, you destroy it immediately. If it's too much, like when you kill something, use corpse tendrils to gather the mobs and use bone prison on top of them. If there are too many enemies, you can use bone prison so they attack the bone prison. Or you can do it Rambo style. Like cast the bomb prison on yourself, it will be around you, enemies will be attacking the bomb prison, and you will be shooting really fast from within the bomb prison. If they're coming from any direction. That's what I do at least on Bone. And there I use it with instead of where is it? With the attack speed. Yeah, this. Instead of this aspect of Ratma's Chosen, I think there's another aspect which provides attack speed if you crit with your core skill, but I forgot what it's called. Speed. Yeah, right. Uh-huh. There it is. Accelerating aspect. Yeah, on Bone I use that. But if you feel like a couple of attacks per second are not okay, of course, you can also use the accelerating aspect on this one as well. Yeah, why not? It's gonna be like, and that's why it's called Machine Gun Monster. Something I wanted to do, which I'm most probably gonna do during this season because it ends like late October. That's a lot of time. Hopefully, I managed to pull it up. If you already have similar build, let me know how it feels because I really like Bone better for now, especially because of the splintering parts which return when it shatters. But anyway, it's not aspect dependent, and on Bloodlance you need like 2 or 3 aspects to, to make it so. And on Bone you can also get the aspects from a dungeon, and on Bloodlance you have to find them. That's most probably not a good league starter. So how I would start this build is most probably don't do any of this at all. Like initially go Blood Surge with Fortify, Hammer Edge with Blood Orbs, Corpse Explosion with this Grim Harvest, and this is how I'm gonna level this character. And replace things as I go. For example, when I get Drain Vitality, swap the Blood Surge specialization from supernatural to paranormal, right? Just like what you would do with Bone Spear when you get this aspect which makes things vulnerable. Okay, yeah, enough bullshit. I'll see you on my live stream or my next video. Take care.